shit.
Goddamn you
And now, a Patreon
salute.
Oh yeah.
to our friend Jay Cullen, who is the sponsor for this week's episode of We Watched a Movie Show. Fuck, it's exciting.
Cullen
I love
of
it.
the J.
I'm having a great goddamn time. And I want to mention something. Jay, you're very special to us.
Thanks.
You're a good friend, man. You're an awesome dude, and we're
Love
really
you.
happy to have you
Okay.
in our corner, as well as all of you in our corner.
Oh, that guy. Okay, that J.
But I also want to mention something about this, Jay.
Thanks.
It's now after 12 a.m., and it's officially your birthday, motherfucker.
21. Fuck yeah.
Finally, we
buy
can
cigarettes
drink
and drink
together.
legally.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Thanks.
I
I'm
love
going
you.
to be a ripe old age of 87 years old, and I cannot wait to make out with that. Never. Okay, so I don't know if it was you or somebody else sent this to us a while back for an unboxing.
Yeah, you guys sent us the Blu-ray for it.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Thank you for doing that, because I had not heard of this movie. I had never seen this movie, and Chuck Norris is one of those kind of guys. Like, he's cool. Like, I liked Hitman, Delta Force, things like that. He's awesome. I didn't like fucking Walker, Texas Ranger. Fucking wee-ha! I didn't like that shit.
He said, wee-ha!
But, well, I never rode a horse. But, either way,
That Rat House kick is
it was actually not a bad film. It's cheesy as all get out. Like, it really is super cheesy. It's as cheesy as the early 80s as it can be, but it's got this charm to it, man. You just can't never remake on a like flashy 4K fucking TV. The thing about Chuck Norris is, and this is the weirdest thing, Chuck Norris to me has always seemed like a PG guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like a wholesome dude. He sells fucking workout equipment, for God's sake, on infomercials.
But
at
in
3
this one,
a.m.
he's rolling in titties.
He's raw. He's raw. And I was like, damn. I was like, I didn't know about you like that, Chuck.
And he still doesn't say anything. He's still like the all G shucks kind of guy.
Kinda. But no, when he gets mad, dude, there's one, he's like, because tell him to back off, I'll snap your neck like a fucking twig.
He didn't say fucking,
Yes,
though.
he did.
Did he say fucking?
He said fucking, dude. He said fucking
missed
twig.
that shit.
Yeah, he did. He said fucking
Wow.
twig. It was in the bar. He grabbed that guy and had him in the chokehold.
How did I miss that?
No, I had it on subtitles, and it said fucking twig. But it was, you know, either way.
But he's a badass in this.
It was awesome, man. Yeah.
That's the whole idea. It's Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers without a mask on, basically.
That guy looks just like him.
That's basically the movie. So it starts out, you're in this quiet, like, I just imagine it's a Texas town, even though I'm sure it's not, just because of Walker, Texas Ranger. But it's basically that scene in Friday Part 5 when they're at the mental home and that guy's chopping wood and the dude comes like, have some chocolate. And the dude like just axes him to death. There's this crazy looking dude in this house, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. I don't know if he's renting a room or what. But this crazy ass dude wakes up in a house and the kids are screaming and this woman will not stop screaming.
It's awful.
He's like an anchor man. He's like, I woke up on a Japanese family's kitchen table and they would not stop screaming.
Shut up!
But she was just bitching at the kids left and right. It was noisy, and you were annoyed watching her. Like, I just want to go fucking crazy.
I would have picked up an axe myself.
That's what he does. He goes out and she sends the kids away.
Do you know,
She's like,
by the way, I want to point out, besides him looking like Michael Myers in certain scenes with the silhouette, you know what he really looks like, dude?
Who?
And he's got the same kind of disposition.
Chris Collinsworth?
No, he looked like Liam Gallagher from is it Liam?
From
Oasis? And he fucking was mad that his brother was fucking getting attention. He was pissed off. Like, he looks like Oasis. Dude, he looks like a Gallagher brother.
To me, he looks like a Bizarro World Chris Collinsworth from Sunday Night Football.
I can say the dude when he's like, doctor, I'm not feeling so good. It's, first off, by the way, the chick that's in the house with the kids, you can clearly see this guy is unstable as fuck, and he's sweating bullets like Shaq at the foul line, and he's on the phone and he's dropping his medication. She's like, "Can't stop you crazy, huh? Don't need to be rude." And you're like, bitch, you got to be dumb.
She will not stop screaming. She screams in his face like, "Kids drive crazy, won't they?" And she's the one being loud. She's screaming at the kids, but she's screaming. It's like when someone's telling someone to shut up. They're like, "Will you seriously be quiet?" And it's like, "Lady, you're the one being loud." But eventually, he tells the doctor, he's like, "I can't make it today. I just can't do it." And he hangs up the phone. She's being loud as fuck. He goes and gets an axe and just walks in, and she sees him with the axe, and she's like, "Oh, fuck!"
When he gets the axe, it's crazy time. Let's go all the way right now at this moment when he gets the axe. But I like when he went outside first with the kids that are screaming and whatever, and he picks up the axe. And there's a wood pile, and he like acts like he wants to chop it. He's like, it's not working. And then he walks into the chicken coop for some fucking reason. There's nothing that happened. I thought he was gonna kill a bunch of chickens and have some buckets of KFC. He doesn't even do anything. He's just like, he walks into the fucking chicken coop, then he walks back out.
Yep,
Like, he's like, I
there's some
smell that
chicken.
shit, and now I'm gonna walk back out. It's enough. Like, that's what it's like he walked in there to spell a fucking magic marker, and then he walked back out and he's pissed. Yeah, but when he comes in and he goes ape shit, Dude, it's so cheesy, but it's so good. When he goes ape shit with the fucking axe and he starts chasing her up the stairs, the one guy like that came out of nowhere, like it looked like a fucking director of photography. Like they just threw into the set. He's like tries to grab it, and he turns around, it slices him in the face, and he goes, "Oh!"
the way the axe landed was just like, poof.
It looked like somebody squirted Heinz ketchup on his face. He's like, "Oh!" It was so cheesy. And, you know, then he chases the chick into the room, and he's cornering her. And, by the way, I was like, you know, I can't pick it apart too much because it came out in '82. It's called Silent Rage with Chuck Norris. But when she's trying to open the window, and they clearly ripped off The Shining to do this scene.
Oh yeah, he puts his face in the hole in the door and everything.
But she's lifting the window up, and for some reason she can't get it all the way up. And there's
Climb out, bitch!
There's
Climb
clearly
the fuck
a
out.
roof that you can roll off of. You might break your leg, but you're not gonna lose your life.
She was like that lady in Speed, when like remember when they're like pushing everybody out of the elevator? She's like, I can't. He's like, lady, just do it, go.
I was like, I would just let you drop, because I mean, you're not gonna take away everything.
She could have escaped so fucking easily.
But he corners her up there and he kills her. Then old big bad fucking Chuck rolls up in his Bronco, and with his fat friend, I can't remember. That guy was funny though.
I love
that guy was awesome. Dude.
His sidekick's fucking hilarious.
But Chuck rolls up. He's like, "You wait here and take questions. I'm gonna go see what this." He got his fucking cowboy hat on.
Walks right in like lethal, like Mel Gibson.
Ready to go.
He was like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, where he just walks on that school field and just shoots that sniper because he knew he couldn't reach him from where he was. That's the kind of badassness, confidence that Chuck Norris walks in that house.
I strongly believe that in real life, somewhere on the winds, when he rolls up in anything, whether it be a Bronco or a fucking Mercedes, that this song comes on. I was born long ago. I'm the chosen, I'm the one. Like that. Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz? Like,
I hear the voices that you keep.
Ooh.
When you're talking in your sleep.
But no, dude, Chuck Norris is badass, obviously. And he gets in that room and he confronts the serial killers. Now, I will say that there are the music's kind of weird, and it's kind of discordant, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit
ooey gooey.
But it's not bad. Like, I mean, they set up this thriller aspect to it where the axe murderer is kind of hiding around, and he's creepy, dude. Like, the guy that they cast to do this, other than him looking like Liam Gallagher from Oasis and a weird Chris Collinsworth, he looks like a fucking serial killer. Like,
kind of looks like Tony Moran in Halloween.
They did a good job with that casting of that guy. So they set that scene up well. He confronts the axe murderer. Then, you know, things happen. He whoops his ass.
Karate fight.
Then he runs outside and he escapes through the window, which the bitch should have done at the very beginning of the movie. He rolls off the fucking roof. Chuck Norris runs out after him. His sidekick shoots the grass. He's like...
He almost shot Chuck Norris right in the head, and you can see Chuck Norris. He's always so nice, but that moment where his sidekick was like, "Stop!" and he almost shot Chuck Norris in the face. Chuck Norris was like, and he was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I like, you know, it's like those memes with Chuck Norris, like a bullet simply does not attack Chuck Norris. He says no. But yeah, so he chases the guy down. He gets him under arrest, and they're putting him in the back of the car.
Which is totally a cop scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, he chases him out into the brush.
It's like live PD.
Yeah, and then they have a straight up fight out there, which the fight...
He looked like a cheetah coming out of the bush. He was like...
Yeah, but even before this guy gets his superhuman tendencies, it was a good fight between him and Chuck Norris. He was doing a good job.
That's the thing. He does get genetic testing later on in the film that makes him like a lot more durable. He's got that Logan juice, y'all. But it makes him more durable. But in this one, he was already fucking strong.
Yeah.
And he could take a goddamn couple of bullets.
Well, he when Chuck Norris finally gets him in the back of the police cruiser, he breaks the fucking handcuffs, and when he kicks the window, it knocks the whole fucking door off.
I know. That's insane. God damn, that creatine.
Brad Dourif.
Times 10. But also Ron Silver shows up and he's telling him not to kill him. Ron Silver being there had no... Because I thought that was the guy, the doctor that he was talking to on the phone. Yeah. But it might not have been him.
I don't know. And Ron Silver, by the way, bad guy from Time Cop.
Great guy.
And as you were saying, the dude from The Entity as well. He looks like... He kind of looks like Al Pacino from Serpico. Great fucking underrated actor, man. I love this guy. But he shows up and he's the guy's psychiatrist. So he shows up on the scene. He's like, whoa, don't kill him. But when the dude breaks out of the police cruiser, and even Chuck Norris is screaming, "Don't shoot!"
Yeah,
they unload their guns into him.
But he's still fucking alive.
And they for the most part kill him. Like, he's almost dead. They shoot him several times.
But his eyes were still rolling. I was like, Jesus Christ!
He won't stop.
Were those fucking bullets or were those hacky sacks? And also Ron Silver. You know who he looks like. He always reminded me of like a vice principal that really took his job seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to do my job.
So charismatic, though.
Like, I got to do my job. I know you want to do your job as a student. You got to believe in yourself. Listen, get out of my office. Go ahead, do something good in your life, and fuck yourself.
He would have been a great replacement for John Belushi in The Principal.
He was great. He was a great actor. But anyway, speeding on through the film, because we don't want to take forever to talk about it. It's an amazing movie. I want you guys to see it. It really is fun.
Yeah.
They get him back to it's not really a hospital. It's more like a genetic testing center where the guy was doing behavioral sciences before he became an axe murdering asshole. The guy, they fix him up. And then what they decide ultimately to do, the doctors, Ron Silver included, and fucking Gomez Adams. Like, that guy looked like fucking Gomez Adams.
Mustachio is what I kept thinking.
He looked like a mean Gomez Adams from the Adams Family.
Josh Brolin would have been perfect in a remake to play that character.
They decided to inject him with this experimental drug called mitagen something. Anyway, what it basically does is accelerate his healing process. So his body heals instantly, but his brain is dead. No, I'm sorry. He's healing, but his brain is dead. So they inject that mitagen shit or whatever it's called, and it heals his brain, but it changes his brain chemistry.
Yeah.
So it becomes even more fucked up than he already was. In the meanwhile, Chuck Norris is out there trying to get the death certificate. He's looking like a badass. He's got jeans, blue jean baby queen. He's got a fucking blue jean shirt and blue jeans. He looks fucking badass.
He's shirtless for half this fucking movie, though.
Dude, and also, he fucks a lot in this. There was like 25 fucking minutes of the movie.
Basically, while they're there at this institute, Chuck Norris runs into a girl he used to bang that he just walked away from. And they rekindle their relationship. And all of a sudden, while back at the facility, while the doctors are all fighting over all this shit, they give the bad guy this basically, it's a super serum. It's basically the Captain America.
Logan juice.
They cut him and he heals instantly. They make him a fucking Michael Myers type guy, but he's docile. His mind's gone. He's asleep for the most part. Chuck Norris, meanwhile, is trying to rekindle his relationship with his girl
for no reason. Like he's like really desperate for it. He's like,
and he's like,
I like his moves, dude, because he doesn't really come on to her like, hey.
He just takes it.
But he's just like,
she's like no, and he's like,
he touches her like a little bit. He's like.
He was creepy.
Dude, it was rapey as fuck.
Yeah,
but it's working for
especially for Chuck Norris.
You know why?
You know that's not Chuck Norris's name.
No, but you know why?
You know that's not Chuck Norris.
He smells like Old Spice and fucking fresh cut grass.
It was out of character for Chuck Norris.
It was, and that was where it was awkward because it felt like he was doing more of a Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
But it felt like. You can't resist me because I smell like Old Spice and like fresh cut grass, and like I know that I can make your dreams come true. And he has the mustache and he's got the blonde hair, and like I don't know, like he just and he whoops some ass. But he was just touching her, and he'd be like, and she's like, I'm not getting in the bed with you again. And he was like, yeah, I know.
He's like sticking his finger in her fucking
he's like, I know. He's like, I know. It's okay.
But the best part is just that later on when she comes up to his house, and he's basically Patrick Bateman sitting in his house listening to like the Yami.
I love that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, Aqualung. He's listening to this like jazzy stuff, and like she shows up at his door, and the music's like.
You know what?
And he's shirtless as fuck, just holding a towel.
That did make me miss the '80s though. Back when, because he was setting his record player, so there's no fucking like a goddamn iPhone with all your music. And he had to go downstairs. He ran downstairs with his shirt off, and he had a towel around his fucking neck like he had just got done working out extremely hard. And he'd run downstairs and he puts the record on and he's like hanging out. He's like, I'm gonna have me like a little whiskey. It's cool, man. It's like it was so '80s. And then
it's like, I didn't see there.
And then she walks in. He's like. Okay, well, you don't mean to interrupt. Okay, I won't interrupt. Okay, you go ahead and talk.
The whole thing is terrible.
It's so good, but I liked it. But again, I had to fast forward some part. I'm not gonna lie, because the fucking scenes happen like twice, and the second one is long. Extended.
You watch them have sex, and then they eat fruit, then they have sex, then they eat fruit, and then they have sex on a hammock, and then they eat more fruit.
I was looking at that shit, I was like, who the fuck does that? Like, he had grapes, goddamn fresh cut apples, banana peels up in their bed with like some wine. I was like, nobody fucking has the time. Bitch, you're lucky to get a Pop-Tart when we're done fucking. I'm not gonna bring you a fucking breakfast platter. Like, that's
it's not even a good Pop-Tart. No, it's fucking blueberry.
It's all vegetables.
There's no frosting.
I'm not sorry, fruit. It's a fruit basket. It's like, I'm not gonna go make that shit for you in the fucking kitchen while my dick is still leaking.
This movie was obsessed with sex and fruit.
It was nonstop. It's so weird to me because, again, that's where it's so like. It's like, what the hell? Because it's like Clint Eastwood. It's fucking Chuck Norris, man. Yeah. The PG guy, fucking poster boy.
And he's rolling around with titties popping around.
Yeah, titties are popping out. He's like he don't see them, and you know he does. But he's like, she's rolling. He's like, but either way, what the fuck is with the fruit? It's Chuck fucking Norris. It's like, you think Steven Seagal makes a fucking fruit basket for you after he fucks you? He doesn't give a shit about you.
You know that was Chuck Norris' idea. It's like, can I at least feed her?
And I like how he was like, his foot slowly pushed the fruit basket down when they were fucking. He was like,
and his hairy ass legs.
Love you forever. But it was like weird shit like that. But yeah, either way, we're focusing a lot on that. But it's so cheesy.
It's like 30 minutes of the fucking movie.
But I will say what they really I liked a lot, and I wish they explored more of. Chuck Norris has always got that like cool guy vibe with him. That when he's talking to his partner, he's doubting himself.
Yeah,
you know,
I love that the big guy. That's a whole scene right there. That's a whole part
in the bar. The first time, the first time that the big guy, his partner goes into like a country kind of diner, and he's sitting down. He orders some 2 hamburgers, which you gotta get if you're hungry. And
he's basically the chocolate bar guy from Friday 5.
He means well, but he's kind of dorky and he's kind of like out of his element. But anyway, this one girl's they're making fun of him. These biker guys are in there and they're random as fuck. Like that's just random. Like they had to sprinkle in some Streets of Rage bad guys.
Honestly, my favorite parts of the movie.
It is. It's cool. They could have been the main bad guys. I'm like, that's fucking okay.
They were almost a Mad Max like group. I think it's which Friday 13th is it? Is it 3? Yeah, I think it's part 3 where the little gang comes to town and they're like too badass for whatever, and they're picking on him.
But he's got his double hamburger. He's just trying to have a good time or whatever. He's trying to eat his foods and drink his shake. But this one bitch with these big boobies and has tattoos on.
You can tell that they literally just put the temporary tattoos on her tits because they were still like glistening.
Yeah.
From the
she's hitting on him but making fun of him at the same time. They're laughing. Clint Eastwood comes in. Clint Eastwood being
Chuck
fucking.
Norris.
I keep saying Clint Eastwood. I don't know. I guess I got reminded of.
Could have been Clint Eastwood.
I feel like I don't know why. I mean, Clint Eastwood's a better actor.
Probably would have fit better. I think.
No, maybe. Chuck Norris walks in and he sits down. He's ordering his fucking meal or his coffee or whatever. These guys start making fun of him. He was like, "What's about a small town, bunch of pussy cops?" And he was like, "Well, you haven't been to this town." He always
town chew you up.
He's got this stepfather quality to him. He's like, look, I'm a good dad, and I could be a great dad to you, but don't fucking test me, son. Like he's got this thing about it.
Yeah.
Like he's a good person, and
because he looks like a 12-year-old boy with his blonde hair and like.
Well, he had a great mustache. A mustachio.
And he's sort of short, and he just walks around with his shirt off and his blue jeans, and he just looks weird.
But he runs him out.
I can't believe Chuck Norris is such a star. Like, I love him, but he doesn't look like it.
I think what it is because he's a badass. Like, he can kick some fucking ass for real, but he's not an actor. Like, he's never really been an actor.
He can do one role, and that's nice.
Well, I don't even think...
That's supreme fucking nice guy.
Well, I was talking to my dad about this. I think that the truth is about Chuck Norris is that Chuck Norris was... he's an amazing martial artist, and he's for real. I mean, he's been proven, but he's just not a good actor. I mean, that happens. Like, I mean, he's like I
don't even think he's that terrible. I just think he's a one-trick pony. He can just do the nice guy who can beat your ass.
But Steven Seagal,
well, yeah, definitely.
But Steven Seagal, you can't say Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude is actually versatile.
Got range.
He's versatile, yeah. But anyway, so they run him out of the diner. What really happens is in that particular scene that you're talking about, that you want, like, that's the whole scene. It's actually really touching. It's actually a really cool moment. The big guy comes out, the partner of Chuck, and he's like, I can't, maybe I'm in the wrong line of work. I don't like violence. I've never even been in a fight. I've always run away. And then Chuck does this fucking, like, again, the stepfather that believes in you, and I'm not here to fuck your, I'm gonna have sex with your mother, but I really want you to do well and go to college. But he's like, he puts his foot up on the Bronco, and he's like, I think you'd be a fine law enforcement officer, dadgummit.
He's like, I knew you'd say that, Chuck.
Dadgummit.
I knew it.
It'd be really a shame if you quit before you found out. And it's like, I'll follow you wherever.
And in that scene right there, you kind of fall in love with the relationship, and you kind of like that. His sidekick becomes less of an annoying, stupid character, and more of one you're rooting for.
I also like, and I like this story. His partner about the fucking dog that he put in the freezer. That was fucking great.
It was fucking hilarious because he was like, "No, I want to tell you about something I didn't put on my resume." He's like, "One time my dog got dirty, so I tried to clean him off, and then I didn't want anybody to know, so I put him in the freezer, and then I found him, and then his mouth was like, oh."
You know what? I was listening to that, and I was like, that's a story that Mike and I would just tell each other. Like, if that actually happened, like one of us did that.
But it's so random, and like it's good.
It's funny, it's good. And then again, I don't want to go. We don't want to get too far because we want you guys to see this. But I will say one of the better scenes. The bad guy's great, and when they have a confrontation, it's awesome. But the bar scene is hands
Favorite
down
scene in the movie,
fucking.
dude.
It's insanely good. It's so good. There's on different levels why it's so good. I mean, there's action. Yes, you got that classic '80s action karate shit. You've got the comedy part because when his partner walks, he's like, "All right, you motherfuckers, get against the wall."
Yeah. So set the scene real quick. Like the bikers that he was fighting with at the cafe, and this is a whole side story. But again, it's probably the best part of the whole fucking movie. They pull up to a bar where all the bikers are at, and they've got the bartender hanging up.
Did you remember? Well, you got to remember when he's like, "Hey, go back to the whatever Charlie Chill or whatever the bar." The partner spins the fucking Bronco around, and he's like, and he goes, and he parks. He's like, "I want to get these brakes checked out."
Chuck Norris's face was like, "You motherfucker!" But they go in, and this gang has taken over this bar, and they're just like, they're literally taking like the waitresses and like ripping their clothes off and pouring beer.
Well, they were enjoying.
But they were smiling.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
But the bartender was like hanging by a noose or whatever, and they were doing all this fucked up shit. Again, a Mad Max type scene. But that was the funniest scene in the fucking movie, dude. When they walk in, and Chuck Norris before they walk in, he's like, "Let me do the talk." Let me do the talking.
Yeah.
And then when they walk in, the big dude's like, "Now listen, you motherfuckers,
get against the wall." But you know, it was so good. And then the one chick that had been making fun of him earlier in the diner walks up and she shows her tits. There's tits everywhere in this bar.
So
like this
many
is
tits.
titty central.
Yeah.
She shows her titties, and he's like. She's like, "Have you ever seen anything like this?" He's like, "No." He gets all timid and stuff. And then, anyway, long story short, Chuck says, "Go out there and call for backup." He runs out in the car to call for backup. Chuck fucking whoops ass, and I knew he was going to. Like, it's like when it's like right before a tornado hits your house. It's like shit gets silent.
Basically, the audience was Bill Paxton in Twister, where he like takes the sand. He's like, "It's coming north."
No, but it got real quiet.
There's a storm coming,
and the fucking clouds were dark. And you're like, it's on the move. And you knew something cool was gonna happen, and Chuck fucks them up, dude. Chuck gets like, first off, he gets that street fight shit going, you know, just street fighter shit, and then the motherfucker tries to hit him with a pool cue, and he breaks it. Then he's got a weapon. Then he starts doing his classic spin around kicks and shit. I'm like, God damn, it's good.
And it was
then, do you remember
well filmed action.
Dude, it looked great. And that main guy, the leader of the gang. You remember that part where the one girl threw the bottle at him and he ducked? Yeah. He's like, "Why you throw a bottle like that for?" He goes, "Who's gonna pay for it? I ain't."
Like, he said, "Not me, bitch, hit him."
No, he said, "I ain't gonna pay for it."
I know, but he also he's like, "Don't throw it at me, bitch, throw it at him."
And then I heard Chuck Norris cuss, and I had it on subtitles, so I don't think it lied. He grabbed the guy by the fucking neck, and he's like, "Back off, or I'll break your fucking neck like a twig." I'm like, "Woo!" I was like, "This is a totally different Chuck," but. He whooped all that ass, and in the meantime, Big Boy Partners is out in the
like,
fucking parking lot.
They were the hugest tits you've ever seen.
He goes, "I think I married her." He said, "They're the biggest tits I ever seen."
They got tattoos on them.
They got tats on them, and look, I think I'm gonna march right back in there and ask her for a date. And then when he kicked the guy out of the fucking bar, he's like, "Oh my God, Mayday, Billy!" It was so, dude. That scene is worth. It's worth the fucking price of admission. So I'm gonna tell you this. I don't want to give the movie away. I really don't even want to explore too much more of it because to do that, we're gonna spoil it.
And it actually goes downhill from here too, because afterwards, what happens is the whole thing that's happening with the real bad guy, the doctor.
Yeah.
And there's some tense scenes, and I actually really enjoyed the doctor when he went back to his house and you got to see him. Yeah.
Ron Silver.
Ron Silver. You get to see his interactions with the other guys because he's fighting. He's like, "This isn't right. We shouldn't do this." And then his character was really well done. Like I liked him and I liked his wife.
I even liked the bad guy doctor.
Yeah.
Like the over the top kind of Frankenstein guy.
Yeah, and they were great. And the conversation he had with his wife.
I think you forget who's boss here. Okay, I'm the boss. Now get the fuck out.
And he still shoved him.
Woo.
But he goes back and he talks to his wife, and like even though his wife's only in the movie for a minute, like you care about her character. But long story short, the guy escaped. He finally like wakes up for whatever fucking reason.
By the way, that was stupid though. It took like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, so the guy wakes up and he goes there, and the death scenes in that scene were really actually good. He was full on Michael Myers, shows up and he's wearing this blue full jumpsuit. He's full on Michael Myers. He gets his kills. He kills a couple people, whatever. The face against the wall was a great fucking death scene, dude. I actually, when I was watching, I went, "Ooh!" Well, she grabbed her face and just went fucking gagoom, and killed her instantly.
I think there was a lot of good things about the movie as far as like the action sequences go, for sure. Like that was like one of the main selling points of this movie.
Yeah.
But the thriller sections of it, the horror sections that they tried to focus on with the serial killer,
it went downhill fast.
It did. Like there were things about it that were really good, and I could see where they were going, but they took too long to get there. Like the punchline was gone by that point. It's like you gotta get, like, and I don't understand that they wanted to tell the story, you know, about the medical stuff, but god damn, 45 fucking minutes. By this time, I've already got gray hair.
Look, the idea is fucking. I cannot believe. Like, please remake this. Like, do you want? Like,
I want a remake, but I really want Chuck to come back.
Well,
it's fucking Chuck Norris, dude.
Dude, you could do, like, imagine, and this got me
John
thinking
Cena?
too. Imagine, not John Cena, but if you did a remake of this, dude, and it's so bad, and I feel like we're going on too much about this, and I don't want to, but there's so much to talk about here.
It's so good. It's Chuck fucking
Dude,
Norris.
imagine if like Steven Seagal fucked his career by being so one-dimensional and refusing to go outside. Imagine if Steven Seagal was willing to play the bad guy. Do you know what fucking that would have been, Jay? That would have been fucking amazing if he was willing to do that. But
I'm ashamed of you. You're a piece of shit.
But like this guy's basically the Terminator. He's Michael Myers. He's coming up.
He's everything.
But like you said, man, after all those action scenes happen, and then they go into the horror version of the movie, you can tell the director had a good handle on the action and like the karate and all that shit. It was great. The action scenes were fucking awesome. They were
great,
fun.
man, yeah.
But when this dude shows up and he starts to kill people, and the whole idea is so fucking rad. It's great. This unstoppable machine versus an action hero.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, that's genius. Why hasn't anybody else made this movie?
Universal Soldier.
But the only thing I want to say is that when they go the rest of the movie, they really start to focus on this Halloween 2 hospital chase scenes, type slow down chase scenes. They do the Michael Myers thing, and they just don't do it well.
Yeah, I just think that once you take that long to get to the point, once you get that long to have your your bad guy versus your hero of the film, nobody cares anymore. I liked Chuck Norris in this. I think Chuck Norris actually had a great role. He had a great supporting cast around him. Everybody was great. I mean, Juan fucking Silver was in this, and it was good. I wouldn't have. I can't tell you everything about that, but there were certain things I would have done differently with that character, particularly. And then I would definitely sped up some other things about the movie, and maybe added more scenes with Chuck, because I don't think Chuck was in it enough. But either way, it's a fantastic movie. Chuck Norris is fucking on fire in this shit, and it's worth it. Like what I said, it's worth the price of admission. It's worth for you to go rent it. It's like $3.99 on Vudu, I think, or maybe $2.99. I don't know. It's like for just the bar sequence. Just the bar sequence is fucking worth it.
And not just that, but we can fast forward here to cut this a little bit short. But what it all ends up in, ultimately, is Chuck Norris finally facing off against this guy one-on-one.
Yeah.
In a one-on-one fight when they're in the woods.
But that's just
that was fucking.
It was cool, but
dope.
the weak sauce I didn't like was the fact that there was no music. It just felt like they were doing like practice in the fucking studio.
That was fine though, dude, because my favorite thing about action movies is the final fight sequence. When the good guy, you have a good guy who's a human being up against this super serum dude who's unstoppable and he has no weapons and he's trying to protect this girl and he has to fight him, and like you're thinking like this is an unwinnable situation, and you watch Chuck Norris use his karate skills to stop this guy.
But I think it would have
been like a 15-minute fight scene though, and it was such a good fight scene. It was so fun to watch, and I liked that there was no music.
No, it was cool.
You felt like it felt like when you were after like high school when you go watch somebody fight and like behind the Winn-Dixie.
Well, I didn't want
That's
that.
what it felt like.
I didn't want to watch a Winn-Dixie fight. I wanted to watch a really cool inspirational fight.
I loved it, dude.
Well, the Winn-Dixie fight would have been cool, except for the fact I would have been fine with that at the beginning. And then, because the fight sequence went on for a little bit, maybe throw in some inspirational, like,
sure, but
like some fucking 80s, or like, or something like, down
fight to survive.
No, like down on your luck, you can find a way. Like I don't know, something like that. And then he does something. But either way, it's a great film. It's a great flick. It's awesome. Cannot recommend it more. I'm gonna give the movie, to be fair, I'm gonna give it a 7.0. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's fair for the film itself, but I would give it a 10 plus based on the nostalgic factor alone and how cool it is to have those kind of gems still available to us to watch. But that could have easily disappeared with the VHS conversion to DVD, and we would never have got to have this beautiful fucking movie to love and watch. So yeah, man, so 7.0 overall, but a great fucking cheesy ass great film to watch. Popcorn movie all the way. It's weird. I don't know. It's definitely an action movie. But it's listed as a drama thriller.
I know. I give it a 7.5. All the reasons mentioned. It's such an amazing idea, and sometimes the execution is there. The fight scenes are really, really good. They didn't do the Michael Myers idea is fantastic, but they didn't do the Michael Myers execution very well. As far as him like stalking people, those scenes took too long, and they really just took the fucking air out of the movie.
That underground tunnel scene when he's standing in silhouette and shadow.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks like Michael Myers because he's got this particular hairstyle that it just looks like William Shatner's hair. Yeah, it looks. I was like, God damn, that's fucking on point.
But Jay, amazing fucking choice, man. I'm so glad I watched this.
J-A-Y, Colin. Okay,
we're gonna fucking watch this again very, very soon. So glad to have you in our corner and to have this movie watched.
Don't touch my nipple. Be ashamed of yourself. Go jack off to your goddamn Dolly Parton magazines.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.